Welcome back. Right now, we are going to focus on Oxygen's 911 Crisis Center. In fact, I have two 911 crisis dispatchers joining us today. Since Sullins and Nancy Woodruff are here with us, tell us all about the show. In fact, Nancy, let's start with you. Tell me all about this series and why you decided to participate in it.
The series is amazing. It is bringing some insight into what we do as dispatchers. I think people are under the misconception that all we do is answer phones, and couldn't be further from the truth. I'm super excited to be part of this, and I hope that it's as exciting for the viewers as it was for us to do it.
In essence, I believe you all are located in Ohio, so when people tune into this series, what will they get to see?
Tuning into the series, they'll see a little bit of everything. They'll see the serious, like heart-wrenching, like high intensity calls we have, but they'll also get to see how, we're a family. We stick by each other, we're there for each other, we have fun. So they'll get to see like the entire spectrum of what we do every day for 12 hours when we're there together.
And Nancy, how do you handle the stress of being an emergency dispatcher? And then you add on to that cameras there filming for this series. How did you juggle it all and balance it and just focus on what you needed to do for that caller in the moment?
Well, to be completely honest, at some point the cameras kind of disappear and they blend into the background. We all have to focus more on what we're doing than the camera interface. It added a little bit of extra stress at the beginning, but it was just something that I guess we got used to. It didn't really change the way that we did anything. We all still did our jobs to the best of our ability and provided the best service we could.
In essence, how do you handle those really high stress calls as a dispatcher? And what made you decide to become a dispatcher in the first place?
So actually, I stumbled upon dispatching by accident. I applied for a job on Indeed that I didn't really know what it was, but I ended up getting the job. And now I feel like it was kind of like fate that I did get the job because I absolutely love it. It is stressful and you have to kind of find your own way to deal with the stress. Sometimes for me, it's music. Sometimes it's, coming home, relaxing with my daughter or my dog, or even talking to my coworkers about it because they kind of have a different level of understanding as to what we're going through. So depending on the situation, you kind of find ways to cope with it and not let it get the best of you.
And Nancy, what about you? What made you decide to become an emergency dispatcher as well?
I'm about to date myself here, but William Shatner and 911, Rescue 911, I saw that show. I was like, oh, I could totally do that. No problem. I don't know if I should hug him or kick him in the shin, but yeah. That's why I'm here.
Sounds like you owe him big. In essence, I'm curious, when you look back at your time as a 911 emergency dispatcher, do any calls stand out in your mind that you can share with us?
For me, the calls that always stand out in my mind are the ones involving children and babies. Like those are always the most difficult. And I'm guessing like as a mother, I just have like a different level of sympathy and empathy when it comes to dealing with child calls. So the child calls usually stick with me, or calls that I can relate to in general, whether it's someone like in my age range or someone that kind of is on the same realm as I am, it kind of hits home. So those are the calls that usually stick with you, the ones that you can relate to on a more personal level.
And Nancy, you mentioned the camaraderie among the dispatchers is something that we'll come across in this series. Tell me more about that and how important that is for you being successful and being able to help individuals to the best of your ability on those really tough, high-stress calls.
We have to stick together. We are 100% a team. We are sisters and we love each other. We fight like girls, but we definitely stick together when stuff goes south. We rely on each other to pick up the slack that, like if I'm busy doing CPR on the phone or something and my radio's talking, I'm relying on my teammates to take over my radio and doing things like that. It's vital that you can trust the people that you work with. It is absolutely vital. And I love these girls and trust them 100%.
In essence, anything else that you'd like us to know, whether we are getting ready to watch this great show or maybe we've already tuned in, what would you like viewers to look for or be ready for or even take away after they tune in?
Well, you definitely have to be ready for any and everything. The show is going to tug at your emotions. So, be ready for that emotional roller coaster that we go through every shift. As far as a takeaway, I want people to actually see what it is that we do behind the scenes and let the show kind of enlighten you on how to help us help you when needed. A lot of people don't really understand how it works. So hopefully they'll have a better understanding as to what happens when they call 911 so that we get less frustration and feedback towards us and we're able to more effectively help whoever calls in.
Thank you so much, Nancy and Essence, for joining us today. It's been a pleasure meeting you both. We appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. You can tune into 911 Crisis Center on Oxygen, and we'll be back with more here on Mountain Connections right after this.